Hey guys, Forrest with Gearful. I just came back from the first bear trip of spring 2023, and I want to take a moment to talk to you about the Cirque and the Cirque LITE offered by Stone Glacier. These are going to be the synthetic variant of insulation and outerwear that they offer. We're going to talk to their similarities and commonalities as well as their stark differences, and then we're going to anchor it with the climates and applications in which each of these are going to excel a little bit more than the other. So first and foremost, for similarities and commonalities between the two pieces, first let me say on my left I've got the new for 2023 Cirque LITE. It's in their tarmac color. And then here on my right I've got a personal piece of mine. This is their Cirque, which was new in 2022, and this is their Muscade color. So for similarities, they're both going to have the same face fabric, which is going to be a 15 denier Pertex face fabric. And what that means is it's going to be a tightly woven design to offer, the ability to remain packable, the ability to remain quiet. It's going to allow the insulation within to have adequate loft, and it's going to give adequate weather and wind resistance at the same time. So again, both pieces have that 15 denier Pertex face fabric. Each piece is also going to have Primaloft insulation. It's a synthetic insulation. Key mention there is it's going to give you adequate warmth while not being too bulky for a synthetic insulation, and it's going to give you adequate warmth even if the insulation becomes moist and wet. Other similarities here, I want to speak to the stitch and seam pattern between these two pieces. They're almost ideal, if not in fact ideal. On both pieces, they're going to keep the seams off the shoulder, and why they've done that is that's going to eliminate any unnecessary wear points when you're load bearing with the backpack in place. Additionally, they're going to have the same pocket design for the exterior and the interior of the piece. It's going to be elevated, and that's by design so that when you have your waist belt on and secured, you can access those pockets freely for any reason you choose. And the pockets on the inside are going to have an elastic band for adequate retainment if you want to throw some gloves in there just for holding for later use, or even if they become wet, you can put your gloves in there and use your body warmth within that Primaloft insulation to dry them out moderately at the same time. They have the same zipper design. They have the same extended tail off the back. That gives you a little bit more protection when you're mobile, even with a backpack on. They're going to have the same articulated hood, which is adjustable, and an articulated sleeve, and they're both going to have an elastic cuff at the same time. So that's the similarities between the Cirque LITE and the Cirque. So for the stark differences between the Cirque LITE and the Cirque, we're going to lead it off with the numbers. The Cirque proper here on my right, it's going to give you 133 grams per meter squared of the Primaloft insulation. Don't get wrapped up around the unit of measure. Key point there is it's a little bit more than 2 times the insulation offered in the Cirque LITE. Additionally, an average weight for the Cirque is going to be around 21 ounces, depending upon the size that you personally wear, and it's going to be coming in at about $279. Now, continuing with those numbers here on the left with the Cirque LITE, it's going to give you about 60 grams per meter squared of the Primaloft insulation. It's going to weigh about 15 ounces, so 2/3 the weight of the comparable Cirque, and then it's going to come in at a price point of about $239. So that's the numbers and how they differ between these two pieces. Okay, so now for the design differences between these two pieces. Here with the Cirque, the primary difference is it's fully wrapped in that 15 denier Pertex face fabric, and it's fully wrapped in that same Primaloft insulation. This is your dedicated piece for the later seasons when the temperatures are cooler and even more moist. And another stark difference is going to be the inclusion of the pit zips here. They do offer you the ability to expel heat in a hurry. And having just used this, you can see she's still a little dirty from this most recent spring trip. I can personally say it will dump the heat in a hurry. Now, when it comes to other design differences here for the new product for 2023, the Cirque LITE, I'm going to lead it off with talking about this hybrid fabric panel design here. It has the same 15 denier Pertex on the front and rear with the Primaloft insulation within. That's going to give you that adequate weather and wind resistance while enabling a microgrid fleece with Polygene odor mitigation technology on the side panels. And where that's going to excel is it's going to give you the added ability to wick moisture away from the body while also being able to dry out in the climate at the same time. So when it comes down to the stark differences in design, that's really it. It's lesser insulation at about a little less than half. It's a lesser weight at about 2/3 of the weight, and it's an integrated new hybrid fabric panel design. So now, what does this all mean to you? For me, it's where each piece is going to excel based on climate and application. I'm going to go, and I have gone to the Cirque around October 1st all the way through early spring. I'm going to use it for any mountain hunting application where I'm going to be mobile, where there's going to be steep ascents, where I'm going to be load bearing, instances in which a down insulation layer is not going to excel. Whether it's moist or whether I'm highly mobile, I'm going to go with the Cirque again from October 1st through early spring. Now, this new product, I'm looking to add this to my personal kit, and I'm going to bring this in around mid-spring. It's going to be kind of an everyday piece for me. It's going to be, I'm taking the family out on the mountain for a little fishing trip. I'm going to wear it throughout early spring through the end of September. If I'm going on a dedicated backpack hunt, I'm not going to include this. However, if I'm going on a day's venture, I probably will. Reason being, you just can't beat the warmth to weight ratio of a down insulating layer. And so when those temps are still modest, September, again, I'm going to default to the Grumman down jacket or a comparable product from another brand. But this is going to be a good piece for someone that wants a little bit more wind resistance, and they want more insulation while they're mobile on the mountain. Lastly, I'm going to anchor this video with the fact that the Stone Glacier website indicates or suggests that the Cirque LITE could be worn as a mid-layer. It absolutely can. Me personally, I rarely operate in temps lesser than -5 Fahrenheit, if not 0. And in my personal choosings, I wouldn't want to accept the added bulk of a mid-layer in those temperature ranges and the added bulk of the hood. I'm just better suited for running with the traditional base layer, traditional mid-layer of an adequate, weight, and then from there stepping up to insulating layers or vests even, such as the Cirque here on my right. However, if the temps are really going to drop, or if you want to have a little more versatility in your layering system, you can absolutely add this as a mid-layer, as Stone suggests. All right, so that was a quick down and dirty between the Cirque LITE and the Cirque. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, check us out at gearful.com, contact us there by any means that's indicated. We'll help you out in any way we can. Thanks for watching.